Hey, welcome back. Episode 7. And this is a real short one, only about 6 minutes long, maybe. But this episode is dedicated to one thing, and that is removing the harmonic balancer. That thing was kind of a little bit of a pain. I had to go rent a tool at the local auto parts store to get that off a puller. But anyway, it was a little bit of a challenge. I had to kind of improvise and get a little creative. So anyway, by the time I got to the end of demonstrating this, I thought, let's just do this whole video just on the harmonic balancer. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next time. It's time to remove the harmonic balancer. I've already removed the primary bolt in the middle. I had to use my compressed air torque wrench to remove it. Now, this tool that I rented here that's shown in this part of the video is called a 3-jaw puller. And there's little notches on the back of the harmonic balancer that where the the teeth of the puller connect to. Sometimes it's a little tricky to kind of get those to line up. And here I'm using the main bolt here, the crank bolt, as something to push against to pull that harmonic balancer off. You have to leave it backed out quite a bit to get, to have some distance or some gap to be able to pull against. So that's what's shown here. So it looks like I'm sort of starting over. I took that bolt out because I wanted to see if I had something longer that I could use, but unfortunately I couldn't find one the same size and thread, so I put it back in. And as I indicated in the little text on the image there, you have to, again, don't forget you have to leave it backed up. I'm going to get things tightened up here with the battery-powered torque. And next I'm going to start removing it with the breaker bar. And although the camera wasn't in the best position at this point in time, you can see it eventually here slowly starting to back away from the block. And when I kind of look to the side, you can see that there's that gap right there. See that gap that wasn't there before? It's starting to finally back away. Now eventually what's going to happen here is I'm going to run out of space on that bolt that I put in. So ideally, if you can get the same size or the same thread and size bolt, but one that's longer, ideally if you had a longer version of that crank bolt, which I understand you can get them on some of the other LS motors, then that would make life a lot easier. So I tried several things. Once I backed the crank bolt out as far as I could, so then I had to improvise to get the harmonic balancer off the rest of the way. I tried a bunch of different things. A lot of them I didn't show here. So what I ended up doing was I went and got a large deep well socket. I put a large head bolt, a bolt with a large head I put through the opening. And then I used that to pry off the harmonic balancer the rest of the way. And fortunately, it worked. So again, what you can see here is basically a socket, a large deep weld socket, and then I just found a large bolt with a big head on it, basically I'm going to go ahead and stick that up against the I don't know what you call it, but it's where the crank bolt goes. I'm going to put that up against over the hole, and then I'm going to push against that and then slowly back it out with the breaker bar. Having a mental block there, and you'll see that here in a moment. Watch. Trying to get things lined up and get this all snugged and getting the teeth on the right spot, all that's a little bit tricky. Takes some time, but eventually I'll get it all lined up here. I'll grab the breaker bar. I'll start to turn that breaker bar, and it'll come off the rest of the way. Looks like things are lined up and ready to go, nice and snug. Where's that breaker bar? Oh, there it is. All it's going to take is just a couple of turns before that thing pops right off. Oh, watch out, watch out. Holy cow, success, but I almost lost a toe in the process. Just be careful. Get ready to catch that thing. Now, fortunately for me, I'm gonna get a new one, so I'm not gonna reuse this. I don't have to worry about it, damage to it or whatever. But anyway, if you're doing what I'm doing, just be careful.